Hello Pisces, welcome to the Black Hearted Oracle. Now, this is part 2 of your Where Do We Stand spread, and this is coming from your persons of interest perspective. From here on out, we'll be calling your person of interest the P.O.I. Okay, before we get started though, I'd like to pay homage and reverence to Mother Sustainer, Father Creator, and of course my beautiful ancestors. Now, this is the heart of the matter for your P.O.I, which was the same as yours. And it is belonging. And this card speaks of feeling the need to belong to someone or something and coming to the knowledge that you have to feel good in your own skin. You know, realizing that you belong to yourself, and that is way more than enough, because belonging to yourself and being comfortable with who you are fully means that you are fully connected to source, right? This card speaks about disseminating moon, and it's take time to breathe out. And what happens with most of us is that during our day-to-day, we get into the habit of restricting our breathing, and that inhibits us in such a way that we don't even realize that we're doing it. And it doesn't allow oxygen to flow through our body as it needs to, and recycle and refresh everything in our bodies as it would normally do if we weren't having restricted breathing. Yamaya speaks of returning back to your roots, you know, going back to that primal instinct inside of following your true nature. Gossip is a card that speaks of an artist named Chartreuse, where, you know, she loves scars and she loved to paint, but she was so eccentric in this little boring, bland town that everyone around her gossiped about her consistently, you know. And it wasn't until her passing that they realized that she was actually a wonderful artist who painted their lives in so much color, you know, and they felt so terrible they didn't show her any appreciation while she was living. So even though this card says gossip, to me, it's more a card about appreciation. Now, this lesson that you're supposed to take away from this reading is about getting the wisdom through all your experiences, and being able to come back to yourself and knowing and allowing your wisdom to be your guiding light of showing you where you're going, like your compass, pointing you to that North Star within you. Okay, so Pisces P.O.I, the first question that I asked for you is how you see yourself. We see yourself as the door, door to personal healing and happiness in reverse. And then we, all right, do it this way. Then we received the waning moon. What do you need to release? And we received anxiety. Oh, sorry, like this. These cards are tripping me up. Okay. Okay. I'm pretty sure. Okay. Trying to remember exactly how they came out. All right, so we have the door to personal healing and happiness in reverse, and anxiety. So the P.O.I views themselves as someone who's in need of healing, and they realize there's things that they need to release in order to be able to get access to their fate and their future fortune, right? They know that they need to release also their power to be able to do this renewal that the door to personal happiness and healing is here inviting them into. But they're going to have to get control of their peace in order to do this. you know. But right now, they're more stuck in being a workaholic. And they're realizing that they have to have the wisdom to know when to extend a bridge, whether it be to a new life or to you, Pisces. Because there's a lot of anxiety and a lot of healing that they see is necessary within them. You know, and maybe they're using work as a band-aid, but there's a lot of personal issues that need to be dealt with within this. And the wisdom would be to, you know, not burn a bridge and to create a bridge. The next question I asked is how the P.O.I views Pisces. And we have man holding a heart, believe in the impossible, blue moon. We have a new romantic cycle begins. We have coral wisdom. We have impartiality, the woman, and the birch brew. Okay. So how, oh, okay. So Pisces, your POI is viewing you as though, you know, you're at a place where you're ready for love and, you know, you're wanting a new romantic cycle to begin. And even though you are, you know, like all the circumstances around you guys would say that this is impossible, they're still believing that it is possible. You know, and they know that it's going to take time and it's going to be a delicate to have to rebuild that bridge in this relationship. But they're realizing that they have to come from a place of impartiality. Like, you know, they have to allow you to be you and you have to allow them to be them. And they need you to bear it all. Like, even though there's been a lot of burdens in this relationship, you know, they're seeing you as wanting to start over a new romantic cycle. You know, and you're wearing the Venus sign, so you're at the point where you're ready to create this. The next question that I asked is how the POI views the relationship. And we have cornucopia. Show the world the real you. Full moon in Aquarius. We have the magic of the Colleen Druid. Secrecy, caution, and wary. We have isolation and the wishing well. Okay. So they see this relationship that it is a stable and abundant relationship, you know, but there's transformation here that's needed because the butterflies are here, you know. So even though this relationship might be financially secure, you know, having the ability to be financially secure and abundant, and it's abundant in a lot of other ways, I think they want to go out more, you know, and I think they're worried too a little about finances in a sort of way. Not to say that the finances aren't there, but what will happen to the finances if anything should happen to go, right? And they find it though that even though it's abundant in material things, that they're finding themselves a bit isolated within this relationship, and it's always having them in a state of wishing, right? So it seems like they're thinking there's something missing out of it, even though it's abundance in material things. What are they expecting? Door to value. Confidence is key to your success. The mirror. Air. Acceptance. And I'll put these on here. Okay, so your P.O.I. Okay. So what they're expecting is to get the value out of this relationship that is there. You know, because the cornucopia is here, right? So they're looking to get the value out of the relationship that they see present in the relationship. And they know that they're going to have to be bold and confident because they've done the self-examination, right? And they want to breathe life back, whether it's in this relationship or into themselves, because they've come to a point to accept that, you know, as I was saying, that they were looking that something was missing, but they come to realize that no, nothing is missing. Nothing is wrong with them. They're just a heart-shaped pie. Like, so they're putting an end to the searching and the going over everything with a fine-tooth comb and being patient. So, I don't know, in your reading it was more saying like you guys were headed towards a divorce or separation, but that's the kind of vibe that I'm getting here. It's like they want to draw the value out of the relationship. You know, and they're going to put an end to this because they're going to stop searching, you know, and reflecting and seeing, you know, where they have been wrong, or where they're going to just stop looking for ways to fix this and come to the full acceptance that, you know, it's maybe just time to just accept it as what it is. Because they've done a lot of self-examination, you know. What is the outcome for the P.O.I.? It says the thinking man. The woman holding, the woman holding the coin. Full moon in Virgo, you are good enough. Reflections. Forgiveness. And growth. Yeah. That's exactly. The moon. The star. And communication. Okay, so the woman holding a coin and the thinking man, as you can see, they're not really in the same vibration. Because this thinking man is someone who sees something very clearly. So Pisces, regardless if you are the masculine or the feminine, you pick where you stand with what I'm saying. Right? And the woman with the coin, as you can see, she looks very opulent. Not to say that he doesn't, but he looks more reserved. So it seems like the feminine energy in this relationship, or the one who is more receiving, is the one who is more concerned about the finances. You understand? And this thinking man, you know, he's reflecting on the fact that whatever he's thinking that he can actualize. And so he's trying to get his mind wrapped around the fact that he is good enough for this woman. You know, and he's looking for forgiveness and growth. So whether this relationship for the woman was just based on finances and this man, he was wanting love, right? Because remember, there was a man holding a heart and wanting to start a new romantic cycle. But there was this person in the relationship who was trying to draw out the finances out of the relationship. So, you know, this masculine energy is looking for growth and forgiveness. And it seems they both are, but in different aspects. You know, she wants to actualize wealth and growth. And he wants to actualize forgiveness and being able to move on and get over this cycle. You know, and both of these are going to communicate to each other what they truly want out of this relationship. So whether you guys can sit down and really come to an understanding and be able to move this relationship back on track, or you guys will come to the understanding that you're going to separate, both of you are going to end up following your stars, because these are very good cards to have, you know. So, and next to growth and forgiveness, it's telling, like, let me read what the moon is. Well, I'll read this star first because it's closer. 16. Look, it's so little. It says, shiny sparkles, guidance, and healing is what I promise through a gentle feeling. I am a reassurance, inspiration, and a new path for your explanation. Wish upon a star, for I bring hope and light from afar. Right? And 32, the moon. It says, love and romance, intuition and psychic abilities, imagination and creativity are but a few of the ideas I stand for. I reach across the sky and influence the waters. I am admired all around. I bring fame. I bring honors. Right? So as you can see, the thinking man, he's thinking of forgiveness in order to bring back a balance into this relationship. But the woman with the coin, she's thinking about growth and being able to move forward and, you know, heal herself and become a star and follow her dreams. So you guys are going to have to communicate this and see if you guys can stay together, even though it seems like you're on a little bit of opposite path at the moment. You know, not because you guys are having one dream and one accord doesn't mean you can't stay together. It just means that you guys have to do a lot more communicating. Now we have 2 cards for your closing guidance. And the first is Force. And it says, force lives in your will and comes from your intent. Life is a process of pulling back your bow, aiming your arrow, choosing a target and shooting. The degree and quality of your force, that which you choose, your target and shoot, determine your power and your success. Force is built through your integrity of purpose, your physical tuning, and your balance of spirit and mind. By naming your act of power, you create force. Follow your innermost passions in life. Empower your will and your strength of force by manifesting your secret dreams. Again, I mean, these cards, aspiration is the next one, 33. And it says aspiration. Aspiration stimulates power. It is your aim spiritually and physically in the world, and it involves the totality of your being. Without the balance between the physical and the spiritual, aspiration is a hollow accomplishment. It is like the spirit lodge that can hold space for your ceremonies and rituals. The spirit lodge must first have a strong foundation of capability, trust of those around you, and responsibility. Aspiration is what builds the spirit lodge of power. It is the quiet architect of your accomplishments, and it sits at the feet of your power. Just as a deer stands before the remnants of an ancient and powerful civilization, come and gone. Keep your open heart kind and loving so that the energy of the universe can move freely through you. It is difficult to aspire without judgment, but judgment limits you, putting a fence around your consciousness. Give much consideration to all your choices in life and free flow to your process of aspiration. Yeah, so it's pretty much saying that you guys have to let each other be who they are while they are on their journey to their true path. And hopefully you guys can be able to be the life partners that are necessary for each other. But if not, love each other enough to step aside. Okay. Well, I thank you so much for coming to the Black-Hearted Oracle. I pray these messages found you well, and I hope that you find your higher self in the quiet places, and may Ma'at hold you in her loving grace. Ashe.